Hey guys, back again. This is TV Hub Official 1, and here we are with our NXT review for the 4th of December 2014, exactly, and Thursday night NXT is brought back again. Obviously, this week we sort of focus on the run-up to next week's or Evolution, NXT TakeOver or Evolution, as was mentioned several times throughout the broadcast. Beginning the night off, we began with the Divas match, the NXT champion Charlotte, which I've talked about before, not seeing her really compete before. But this person, she works well in the ring. The crowd on her side, obviously, with the woo, woo. Oh, sorry, of Ric Flair, can't do that properly. Charlotte defeats Kim Yim, if I'm right. I'm not actually right with that, sorry, Mia Yim. And in a very quick time, rounding off with a wonderful suplex-like move where she jumps over the person holding their neck and slamming them down to the floor. Next, Sasha Banks comes out, interrupting her and telling her just what she's done wrong and how that's my title and all. And the crowd completely stands up for Charlotte. Charlotte goes, anyway, Charlotte goes, meh. Whatever, and then Sasha Banks comes to the ring, goes inside, gets distracted by Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks hits Charlotte with a double knee to the back, tranquilizes her out, and she lifts up her title, claiming it's hers. That's that for that angle. We're gonna see Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Just your average introduction to a title match. We knew this was on for weeks, so there's nothing new going on here. Come on, guys. Charlotte is gonna win at Evolution, in my opinion. Next week, if it proves me wrong, then I'll be a bit surprised. But Becky Lynch is probably gonna break up with Charlotte, with Sasha Banks pretty soon. Have a match, a singles match. They might even have a pay-per-view match. Who knows what's going to happen there? Let's talk about the next match. It's tag team match between the Vanda villains and Wesley, Blake, and correct me if I'm wrong, Buddy Murphy. Anyway, these two guys, wonderful in the ring, and Vanda villains as well. Really, really good for Simon Gotch to get such a bit of a highlight in this episode. In this match, for me, he highlighted the whole match. And Simon Gotch, there you go, wonderful guy in the ring, working on the legs, getting those leg moves, working wonderfully. Simon Gotch gets the win alongside Adrian Neville. The way that match finished off was, I think, a lovely, what do you call it? That was lovely. Anyway, whatever it was to finish the match, it worked well. Big strong hit, and the tag was made to Simon Gotch, who got the pin. There you go. Nothing unusual. There'll be a match between our Evolution for the NXT Championships with the Vanda villains. Are going to try to win against the Lucha Dragons. The Lucha Dragons haven't been really featuring much on the show, so I think they're gonna win it. They're gonna keep the titles, but this is me on the Vanda villain side, and I think they're wonderful, but maybe not just yet. They should win the titles. I think they should wait a little bit more before they win the titles. That's me being a bit crazy, but I'll change my mind in the future. I'll make another video if I change my mind. Anyway, the next match was if I'm not wrong, was between Bailey was in the first segment with Charlotte. I forgot to mention that. The next match, the next match was the big Bull Dempsey taking on some randomer who beat very quickly. Once again, just wonderful swash, as he usually does with his two legs, gets him down, gets the top rope while the man's laying there on the floor, hits a diving headbutt, and gets the win. Beautifully done, and expertly maneuvered. So there you go. Then we see Baron Corbin come out and do a slightly quicker match, because he didn't really have to go in the top rope or anything. But basically, just the same quality match. Very quickly, gets the end of days. If you haven't seen this or anything, it's basically one that Bray Wyatt does, Sister Abigail, but it just straight backwards onto the other guy down, and he completely pinned him. Everyone timed it up, and they confront each other. Now the thing I want to get to, the main event. Well, yeah, this is sort of the main event. We have the storyline continue where Tyson Kidd believes he's better. He teams up with Tyler Breeze, agreed by the general manager William Regal, to take on Hideo Itami and Finn Balor, who are scheduled to have a match. So we have the match between all these guys. Get some great heat, and ultimately Hideo Itami finishes it off alongside Finn Balor, and what happens? Upmost, they win. There you go. The alongside team of Hideo and Itami and Finn Balor just teaming up, waiting for their match next week at Or Evolution against the Ascension. I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm so excited to see them back. What else do I say? Well, there you go. Tyson Kidd, you've been proven wrong. Also, Tyson Kidd featuring on the main roster over the last few months. If you haven't already known, he got his old storyline out of the way, and he featured on a few shows. I saw him one time in a no one contenders for some title. Maybe he was in a tag team match or one shows, or he was on a pay-per-view, Survivor Series maybe. But there you go. That was Tyson Kidd, and not really doing much in the main roster. I think this is one example of where he doesn't need to be on the main roster. Keep him on NXT. Few more months, build up some sort of idea of what you can do with him. Put him on the main roster and give him a storyline. Don't use him as a jobber like this, because it's just disappointing, and he's not useful as a jobber at all. I don't think there's need for him, and one of the points where if you're going to use him on the main roster, use him correctly. So Finn Balor obviously very proudly getting a foot stomp and getting Hideo Itami to get the win. Wonderfully done. Tells after the match, he's going to show the Ascension, both confirming that they're going to win. Something's going to happen. Big defeat of the Ascension, hopefully, for a non-title match. That's it for NXT. Nothing really I've said last week nothing that I should say this week that I already haven't said last week about NXT TakeOver or Evolution. As the stories develop on these shows, I sort of give you the lowdown. On the rise, we gotta see how we do. Baron Corbin and Buddy Murphy. I'm excited to see a match between these two. Baron Corbin and Bill Dempsey. Happy to see a match between those two guys. What a wonderful one that would be. On the front of Sasha Banks and Charlotte, I've already said earlier, I want Charlotte to win. Between Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, and the Ascension, I think if we're gonna do it right, we gotta give Hideo and Itami and Finn Balor the win to keep their momentum going and their early debut, and to see Hideo Itami obviously get some revenge, somewhat of a way to avenge himself. And come on, that would be awesome to see him celebrate the win. There you go, guys. But now, nearly forgetting something, and now that is quite important, it is the talk at the end of that episode of NXT, the 4th of December, 2014. We get to see Adrian Neville come out, talk himself out about how he won for his own business, and he won the way that maybe he wasn't proud of winning like that. Sort of play acting this way that, see, I won, okay guys, acting like this heel, the usual heel where he says, I should have had one like this, but I took the opportunity and I won. I'm acting the ultimate opportunist. Sami Zayn came out and confronted Adrian Neville, and the crowd are obviously with him on this one, that he's not going to be nice at the pay-per-view. And now, certainly, I was surprised the way he acted. He slapped Adrian Neville, quickly stormed out of the ring, and what a crowd reaction. Yeah, it's a good response there. that was that. Adrian Neville and Sami Zayn. I suppose if I have to make any predictions, I'll make it now. Who's going to retain or win the NXT Championship? For me, guys, on the spot, putting me here, Adrian Neville retains the NXT Championship. So that's my opinion there. Adrian Neville somehow gonna make a dirty, clean, or whatever win. Hopefully perform some cool Storming Arrow. Maybe a few of those. One of them gets reversed by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn about to win the match, and then we get a cop out sort of ending at the end. Something like that. That makes Sami Zayn appear completely strong, and he's gonna get up, completely lose it on Adrian Neville, and the crowd are gonna demand the rematch. Maybe we're gonna see General Manager William Regal come out and sort of agree something out there. That's how far I'm gonna think in the future. I don't want my predictions to be completely wrong or completely right. Hopefully something in between those two lines. But there you go. Adrian Neville will retain the NXT Championship, in my opinion. That's the biggest one. So tell me who you think will retain the NXT Championship, and all the other results of our evolution you predict in the comments below. Remember to like, favourite, and comment, and click the subscribe button below. It's been TV Hub Official 1 here with another NXT review every week on Friday night, GMT time. And thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next time.